Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master and Pro Player, and we are here to play Mono Blue Merfolk in Modern. But before we get into that, we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. And if you want to check out the latest Commander tech, you go check out The Meta Worker by James LePage on themanabase.com. Your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. So I won the die roll, I'm on the play, which means this Gemstone Caverns is useless, but it doesn't matter, because this hand looks useless. This hand is terrible. It'd be great if we had one more. I would keep this if we had one more land, but we don't have that land. This hand also does nothing if we don't draw another land, and it's so blue dependent. I think I'm gonna mulligan one more time. I hate keeping these sketchy hands on the play against an unknown opponent. Oh, you can keep this. This is good. Put this on the bottom. Definitely don't need any more. Island go. That Gemstone Caverns wouldn't have been good on the draw either. We are up against Burn. Burn! Okay. Oh! I might be calling it early, people. But that might have been the manabase.com get dunked on. Wow, those turn one draws, people. They're doing great. And then we can bounce the Swiftspear back to their hand. They have no chance. What are you going to do? Well, that is one way to get back into this game. That's for sure. And then follow that up with a bunch of 2-mana burn spells. Okay, so let's deal with this incremental damage. Overall, our board state is not very favorable. Our opponent can play stuff like Skullcrack and what's it called? Skullcrack. Well, a lot of 2-mana burn spells that keep them ahead on damage. Oh, but they're gonna play a land. They're gonna shock, and they're gonna hard cast a Rift Bolt, taking more damage. So they actually took 4 damage here to do this. I commend you, sir. I commend you. So you're actually behind on life. But look at that Rift Bolt. Look at that tech. If I can call it that, it's really stupid to call it tech, but you know, you can hard cast this thing for 3. That is the thing. I'm going to start off by playing creatures. We have to block this Eidolon one way or another. I think it would be good to block this Eidolon. Another Eidolon? Okay, so what happens here? Are you going to attack? So I'm going to take 4. Question, who wins the standstill? Now is a great time for either, well, not Aether Vial, but Mutavault. Mutavault would really shine at this moment. Coral Helm Commander would really shine at this moment. That would be great. Fly over these guys. This is complicated. I can play like 2 spells for the rest of this game. And at a moment's notice, my opponent can play some spell. Like, what do? Do I just sit here? Do I just pass the turn until I know what to do? Till I draw maybe Coral Helm Commander or Mutavault to change the texture of this game? Because our opponent also can't cast anything. Well, they're in a much, sorry, my opponent is in a much better position to cast things than we are. I could also play Silvergill Adept. That would help us draw a card. very unfortunate to be at 12 life. 12 life is a bad life total. I could play Smuggler's Copter, but I take 4, and then if I ever want to activate it and attack, then I have to take another 4 from the Eidolons. If I play Master of the Pearl Trident, Eidolons can never attack, or else they're just going to die. And then maybe we wait for a moment where we can play, I don't know, something. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take damage once. I don't know where this is going to go exactly, but this is what we're going to do. And then we're going to pass the turn for, we might end up passing the turn for a little while. Or maybe the correct thing to do is to attack that turn. Our opponent is playing nothing. So that's some good news. If we attack for 6, we put our opponent down to 5, then our opponent could kill us, in theory. They can afford to lose 8 life. That's the problem. Yeah, I'm going to attack with 1. Let's attack with one of these. And maybe I should have done that last turn. Wow, doesn't blink. So now you can't play 2 spells anymore. You can only play 1. So we'll pass. Oops, I should have played the land, but whatever, that's fine. Well, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Skullcrack, 3 damage. That's only 3 damage. That seems like a blunder to me. Because now if you attack with the... You cannot cast any spells now. Oh, I see. You can attack with 1 Eidolon. I have to block it. You can't attack with both because I can go to 1. And the triggers will kill you. And now I'm just going to attack for the win. You had to attack with 1 Eidolon, and then I have to block it, and then you can do something. Yeah, there was a mistake there. They had to... That was interesting. They had to attack with just 1 Eidolon. Anyway, that was a tense game. We'll bring in Tidebinder Mage, bring in Deprive, take out this garbage. This is awful. And we're on the draw, so we'll take out the Spreading Seizes. And everything else. I think everything else in the deck is good. Wow, I hate the pile view. I just prefer the card view. Doesn't this look better? Why doesn't Wizards do this by default? I keep sorting it to card view and it keeps reverting back. I hate that. It's annoying. Smuggler's Copter is not you know, let's take out 1 Smuggler's Copter because this, once again, I said, you know, these cards are sort of bad on the draw. Let's bring in some Echoing Truths. It could be good just to bounce something. It could be good to bounce a bridge if they bring in Ensnaring Bridge. How many creatures? We have 24 creatures, so we're good on the creatures. And like I said, Smuggler's Copter, not the greatest card on the draw. Although we have the Gemstone Caverns. That's why we brought the gems. That's why we put Gemstone Caverns in the deck. Maybe we'll see some use out of that Gemstone Caverns. Well, not right now. We're definitely going to keep this. Opponent mulliganed. It's always nice to see a burn deck mulligan. That's 1 less card. They are a combo deck, believe it or not. I'd like to think that it's an aggro deck, but it's actually a combo deck. But if you want to consider it an aggro deck, that's fine with me too. You know, I think it's really stupid to call some of these things combo decks. Some of them are just unique. So Smuggler's Copter, Goblin Guide helped us find an island, which also helped us find a Smuggler's Copter. So we'll start with Ether Vial, starting on an island, because I'm going to play Tidebinder Mage on turn 2. And if a Bolt spell hits the Tidebinder Mage, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So our opponent is choked on mana, but they've done a lot of damage really quickly. Another Smuggler's Copter, I don't need that. Okay, so let's slow this damage down. Slow down! The 2 cards I think are terrible on the draw. I drew both of them. I drew both of them, people. Don't know why. Our opponent has no spot removal. They would have for sure used. I'm pretty sure they would have used it. Maybe they're picking their. Maybe they were playing around Curse Catcher and decided to play around. Well, I don't know. Let's see if the Tide Iron Mage dies at all, but I don't think it. I don't think it is. I'm gonna play Smuggler's Copter. You know what? If they did kill the Tide Iron Mage, I think I would try to save it with the Echoing Truth. Burn spell to my face. Well, I'm not happy about that, but I will take it. Let's start looting. I think we can muster up enough damage to race our opponent who is mana screwed. Pretty sure we can do that. We're going to play Silvergill Adept. When your opponent is mana screwed, when the burn player is mana screwed, you have the option to try to take an aggro roll against them. And I will play Coral Helm Commander, so I can activate the Smuggler's Copter. We have Harbinger of the Tides for any sort of creature that might attack. Our opponent does not have enough burn spells. Like, this doesn't matter. If they draw 2 burn spells, if they drew a mountain next turn and threw 2 bolts at our face, it wouldn't be enough. And we are representing lethal very quickly. We don't need an Ether Bell. They're at 6. And they're also in a helpless situation. Boom! All right. So we won. We beat Burn. A good matchup, usually. And I know this deck does not have Master of Waves in it, but it does have Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void, great. And probably helped us win that first game, I think. I think it did. But, you know, when you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. That's gonna be the thing for today. When you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. Yeah. Because they had the 2 Eidolons. They thought they were locking up the game for us, against us, but they were actually locking up their own game. When you play with fire, here, that's my width. When you play with fire, you get burned. So those Eidolons, I thought it would have been a very interesting game if they had just attacked with 1 Eidolon. You get burned. And I think we see the power again of Chalice of the Void in Modern. It's a high variance card. Like it will beat your opponent so hard when it lines up perfectly, but then it'll be complete poop against other decks. Which makes me wonder, what's the best way to utilize Chalice of the Void? Because M. Hayashi decided to take out like 1-drops, and to play Deprive, you have to play without Cavernous Souls. When you play with fire, you get burned. So I hope that it's becoming obvious that, you know, Chalice with Void is a card in Modern. It's playable. I always said, you know, Chalice is not amazing against burn. They're bringing in Destructive Revelry. They'll bring in like Shattering Spree, but maybe Chalice is not popular enough right now, or maybe like artifacts like Spellskite aren't popular enough that they have enough of those cards. I mean, they definitely have Destructive Revelry in their sideboard. They always have 4 of those because of Leyline of Sanctities and stuff like that. So they have the answer, but it's still a pretty high impact card, especially game 1. Like, that's the thing. This is not we're not playing it as a sideboard card. We're playing it as a main deck card, and it's ruining them. So we're gonna thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. Love all the patrons. Thank you so much. And we're gonna thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. This has been Nikachu, Merfolk Master, playing Merfolk in Modern.